accident involving a 21-year-old drunk driver happened right here on Zaragoza and Rich Beam at about 12:46 this morning. I spoke to the El Paso Police Department PIO to get a better picture of what the accident looked like. This is the crosswalk where the woman was walking when Bruce Salai saw her hit her face before reaching the sidewalk. Behind his parked SUV was an impatient Sun Metro bus driver waving his hands telling him to get out of the way. A Lower Valley woman is still waiting on her daughter's quinceañera video even after it's been paid for. The 19-year-old driver, Desiree McKay, and the 15-year-old passenger, Lisa Flores, were driving west on Montana, making a left on Craig Street when a white Yukon hit them. The accident happened on this corner at about 6 o'clock last night. 13 people were arrested last night at this shop for stealing car parts. I was told that the top cars that were stolen from were Hondas and Acuras. Socorro resident Margie Chavez complains about her neighbor's animals and the smells she now wakes up to.
The smell is horrendous. There's times when I cannot open my doors, my windows. I hang clothes out there sometimes when I wash. I won't be able to do it.
Chavez says she never had a problem like this one before, and just recently the large animals moved in right next door. Chavez says her neighbor rents out stables, and for the last 3 months she's been smelling the animals' business.
She's got 5 acres. Now why would she have them right next door to me?
Socorro City Council member Sergio Cox said the city can't do anything, only because the large animal ordinance has been frozen to be reworked. He said if the city was enforcing it, the animals wouldn't be here. K-Fox talked to the property owner, Tina McNeil, and she says she's not in violation because the property is zoned agricultural. McNeil says the animal problem only occurs when it rains.
I understand Margie's point, because when it floods, it smells. And even if there's nothing there, because there's always been animals there, if it rains, it floods, you have the smell.
McNeil says ever since the city built a subdivision up the street 2 years ago, her property gets flooded, and that's what makes it smell.
I'm not going to live like this, and I should not be put out of my home to accommodate the animals.
Now, Chavez says that the animals weren't here 4 months ago, and she wants something done about it. Reporting from Socorro, Stephanie Delgado, K-Fox News at 6. A lot of musicians come to the El Paso area because of a recording studio in the Lower Valley, Sonic Ranch, and this might be one more element to help El Paso become a music city.
A lot of big bands come through here, and being that this is our first time really making, what we consider a real record at a legitimate studio, it's a breath of fresh air.
Adam Willis is a keyboard player with the band Pacifier, primarily from Savannah, Georgia. The band came to El Paso to record their 3rd album at the recording studio that has recently attracted many bands, and is just outside the city of Tornillo. Sonic Ranch, a passed-around secret in the music industry, is nestled within 1,700 acres of pecan orchards.
I don't think we were really prepared for what we saw when we got here. I mean, and again, it's cool that they have the pecan orchard here and everything. It's really very, very pretty scenery.
A recent article in Vanity Fair says that Austin continues to stake its claims as Texas' music capital. However, a quiet challenge is being mounted all the way across the Lone Star State in El Paso. In this same article, El Paso was named the best little music city in Texas.
This is the first time we've really, been to what we consider a real studio, and it's been great.
Pacifier affiliates say that they found it easier to record at Sonic Ranch because they don't have the distractions they do when they're at home.
This is great because it's a kind of a secluded area, but it's really pretty, and it just gives a good environment for artists to kind of relax and do what we're here to do, which is to make a great album, hopefully.
Two brothers are in jail today in connection with the kidnapping of a Horizon City man, 30-year-old Sergio Saucedo. Sergio Saucedo was the man who was kidnapped from his Horizon City home back in September and later found dead in Juarez just 1 week after his kidnapping. A resident from the neighborhood didn't want to show his face on camera, but this is what he told me.
I was actually surprised to hear about it.
Today, El Paso County Sheriff's investigators announced the arrest of two 21-year-old brothers from the Fabens and Tornillo area, Omar and Cesar Obregon. The Obregon brothers were booked on charges of aggravated kidnapping, but the hunt still continues for the two other men who were suspected of being involved in the kidnapping.
Cesar and his brother, Omar Obregon, were seen by a Border Patrol agent attempting to break into a house.
Deputies already had a warrant for Cesar Obregon, and with his testimony, they were able to obtain a warrant for 26-year-old Rafael Vega. Officials are still looking for 25-year-old Ricardo Morales, the person who orchestrated the kidnapping.
Vega has ties to one of the cartels in Juarez, and we know that Morales has ties to one of the cartels in Juarez. We believe that the Obregon brothers were just hired for the job.
If you have any more information on the whereabouts of our last suspect, we are asking you to please call Crime Stoppers at 566-TIPS. Reporting from Horizon City, Stephanie Delgado, KFOX News at 6. An East El Paso man that doesn't want to be identified is upset after he is asked to leave a public school's track. Indian Ridge Middle School is where the man tells us he's been running for at least 10 years. The man says he goes running there 3 times a week and has never been asked to leave or for any type of permission slip to use the track.
As I ran by, he yelled out to me to come back to him, and I told him to give me a second because I had one more lap to do, and I think he got kind of upset and he called the supervisor.
He says there were several other people on the track and parking lot, and they were asked to leave too. He says what happened next was very odd.
So after I finished my lap, he told me that if I had a permission slip, and I told him no, but that my permission slip to run on the track was my tax dollars.
KFOX called the Sled Independent School District officials for some answers about this incident. They said on Saturday 3 people who were walking their dogs were asked to leave. In general, officials said no strollers, skateboards, or bicycles were allowed on the track. And if groups wanted to use the field, a request form is needed. When we asked the man if he fell under any of these categories, he said he was just jogging.
Well, I was just really upset because it was public property, and my child goes to school there. I was just very shocked that I was being kicked off of public grounds and then being threatened by them calling the police on me.
The man that has been using the track at the middle school says he feels like he hasn't violated any laws. Reporting live from East El Paso, Stephanie Delgado, KFOX News at 6.